皆さん、こんにちは。今回の動画は、ポーカー界に彗星のごとく現れた天才、オーウェン・メッセリーに迫ります。彼は幼少期にチェスで才能を開花させ、国際舞台でも活躍。しかし、さらなる高みを目指し、ポーカーの世界へ華麗なる転身を遂げました。そして、4万ハンドにも及ぶオンラインキャッシュゲームの世界大会で、見事初代チャンピオンに輝き、その名を轟かせたのです。今回は、そんなオーウェンが、あのプロポーカープレイヤー、ダブポークと繰り広げた激戦、ヘッズアップマッチの中から、特に注目すべきハンドを、いくつかご紹介します。
About as far as you could go.
They talking about Uri Pelik?
Seems safe to say.
Yeah, they are. Uri Pelik is Owen's
Seen
coach.
a lot over the years.
Uri, for those who don't know, Israeli high-stakes pro and coach who also made a course for Upswing called Elite Cash Game Exploits.
Oh, I used to be all exploit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, super exploit. But it was because there was no solvers. It was just like you had to figure out what someone was up to and.
Kind of an action flop for a 3-bet pot here. Owen with middle pair, some backdoor opportunities. Doug with top pair, top kicker.
Raise 8,000.
Doug comes with a raise right away.
Wow.
25,000.
Wow. Owen coming with the 3-bet right on the flop. Very interesting play from Owen here.
What would you suspect the reason is?
The hands on this flop overall. They both can have pocket 8s and pocket 10s about the same amount of the time. Doug is a little bit more likely to have pocket 4s. But then when it comes to the over pairs, the jacks plus, that's all Owen. Owen has those way more often. So he can kind of play an aggressive strategy here, in theory. And that's going to include some bluffs. And I guess this is kind of the type of, kind of in between a bluff and a value bet, right? Like, it's just an 8 with some backdoor opportunities. And there's one of them, picks up clubs on the turn. 59,000 in the middle. Doug's only got 63,000 behind. Doug's going to count down his stack, figure out exactly what's going on here, how deep they are. Makes a big difference in how he should proceed here. Doug does go for a bet. I assume it's a small size. Yeah, 14,000.
I've got 20, 23.5, 31, 41, 47 mine.
Owen's certainly not folding to this tiny bet. He's getting an amazing price.
14.5?
Yes.
He does call. Expensive river coming up. Owen needs an 8 or a club.
Wow.
There it is. This $88,000 pot is going to go Owen's way. Let's see how this river turns out. Maybe Owen's going to lead out. He does not. He checks.
Flush. Quick check from Doug.
And the first big pot goes Owen's way, thanks to that.
That's a bad run
Two
out.
clubs on the river.
We're going to 3-bet the Queen 10 offsuit.
Doug's got a calling hand. Jack 8 suited in position, even against the big re-raise that Owen is using. Certainly a call. 9,000 in the middle. I like these 3-bet pots when Owen's the 3-better. They get juicy. Doug with top pair, Owen with the straight draw on 8-7-6. Offsuit 6 on the turn. Does bring clubs. Owen has the 10 of clubs. I don't know how much that matters, but I felt the need to point it out. Let's see if he decides to come with another bet. He does. Just 5,000. Very small bet. I think Doug's going to have a fairly trivial call against this bet size. 25,000 in the middle now. Owen needs a 9, a queen, or 10. Nothing doing. 2 of hearts on the river. See if Mr. Masseri wants to fire here on the river. It's going to be tough to get Doug off this hand, but Doug may consider letting it go.
There's the bet.
19,000.
Yeah, 19,000. Just under 80% of the pot. Owen's representing kind of the obvious stuff here. Aces, kings, queens, jacks, 10s. Maybe 9s. Maybe some 6s. Like a 6-5 suited. Be very surprised if Doug let this one go, but we'll see.
There's the call.
He does flick in the call. And with that, Doug pulls pretty close to even, down just around $15,000 right now.
It's nice when you get the exact one that you've been studying.
Yeah,
You're a big blind, right?
Oh, yes.
Raise.
Yeah. I mean, well, we were studying 874, so...
Totally different ballgame.
Yeah, I know. I was a bit thrown, but yeah.
You think some of this concepts apply, or?
I don't know, really. I was sort of winging it.
Something you always love hearing. Your opponent's just winging it. Owen will drill the straight on the turn. Doug picks up 2 pair. This could get a little expensive. Owen, of course, probably going to put in the raise here.
Raise.
Doug does not look happy. Be facing a raise here. But he will make the call. 5 of clubs would be interesting. That is not the 5 of clubs. Owen still maintains the best hand. Healthy overbets.
Let me think about this. Probably going to end up putting it in, but let me just think about it for a moment. Check raise. 18. How much? Okay. Actually, I have a good chunk of Jack 8. Not a lot, but some. Have some 8-6. Have a little 6-3, but not much. Gonna have to call outside of that. I don't think there's much of a way I'll let this one go.
Doug wants to fold. I could see it in his face, but he doesn't think he can. Too high in his range. He's going to flick it in. Owen's going to win a 48K pot. Nice turn card, nice hand to Owen.
It's funny seeing Doug
Rigged
Polk
turn.
talk himself into a call.
Rigged. Rigged turn.
If you like the traps have a logic to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like random hands don't just trap random sizes. It's not like every single hand has to mix into every size consistently.
4,000.
No, I understand that.
So
But
then if you spend a bunch of time on the logic of that, and then it's like,
but balancing your ratios of all of those is like kind of a nightmare.
Pair for Owen. Straight draw for Doug.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting.
13,400.
It's a big bet from Doug. Full pot. Doug clawed his way back to even, pretty much, going into this hand. If Owen holds up and hangs on, Doug's going to give that position right away again. Owen not going anywhere on the turn. Things could get interesting here on the river. River Jack would be disastrous for Owen. Every other river would be very interesting too, though. It's an offsuit 7. Doug doesn't have any spades in his hand, which is going to make him want to bluff a little bit more often. I think more than likely Doug is going to fire here. Question is what size?
40,200.
Full pot again.
These guys are good at calculating the size of the pot quickly, I gotta say. Better than me. Owen now stuck with just middle pair. Does he have to call with this hand against this bet? That's what he's thinking about right now. Or does he have enough better hands that he could fold this one? Pivotal moment in the match so far. If Owen calls, he's going to be up about 65,000, which is near his peak. If he folds, he's going to be down 16,000, which would be a valley for him. Lowest point in the match so far. Big spot for the young online player.
This is one of the first real spots I think Owen has been in all match thus far.
Let us know what you think he's going to do in chat. One, if you think he's going to call. Two, if you think he's going to fold. He doesn't look super happy about it either way. Owen Masseri. All he has to do is flick in a chip to win 120K pot.
Chan is pretty divided. I think that speaks to how tough the spot is.
Just to recap the action in this hand. Owen raised the button, Doug 3-bet. Owen called. Doug bet on the flop. Doug bet pot on the turn. And now Doug has once again bet pot on the river.
I call.
Wow.
Owen makes a great call. $120,600 pot going his way. With that, he jumps to his peak for the match, up 65,000. Huge spot, nice call from the young online pro.
Yeah, absolutely monstrous call from Owen.
Ult on my head where someone just like smashed me from the side. It's pretty tilting. I guess something you don't think about when you're watching NBA on TV is when a player's complaining about a call, and you're like, dude, just grow up, come on, it doesn't matter. And then you're like, no, if they get hit hard by like some of those guys are like massive professional athletes, you take like a flying elbow to the head while you're trying to make a play, like you're probably gonna be pretty pissed if that isn't a foul. Not even just because like it should be a foul, just like you got hit in the head, you know?
feel like if the refs want, they could call a foul on any play. It's probably contact that almost.
Well, they definitely can do that. It is in their job description.
It's like same with
Oh, and out flops Doug here in this 3-bet pot.
it's like same with the holding points in the NFL. Check.
Doug does have the ace of hearts, though.
Holding kind of has rules where, like, if you grab inside the jersey or from the side,
4,000.
then they don't really, or then they'll call up. Otherwise, they don't really call too much.
Some games I just let them play. Calls 4,000.
Doug will check and make the call. And is set up for a cooler on the turn.
Yeah, nasty spot for Doug here. 16,000 already in the middle. He's destined to lose a good amount more. He's actually going to lead out small.
2,400.
Very small.
Yeah, once again, like when Owen led that 10 earlier that paired the board, Doug is saying, this card is better for me. So I'm going to bet it frequently and small. Doug would do this with a wide variety of hands, not just when he has an ace. But he's going to have an ace quite often.
Is the raise from Owen.
23,000 total.
Massive raise. At least relative to the bet size.
Yeah, basically a pot size raise. Doug not going to go anywhere, and he's going to need a queen.
Calls 23.
A heart could save him from putting in a lot more money as well. There's that heart. Doug does have the ace of hearts. I don't know quite how much that matters, because I don't think Owen would raise the turn with just like ace 7 of hearts, for example.
Sorry, how much are you playing?
20, 80, 100, 110, like 120, 100, 110. Oh, sorry, no, it was more than that. 80, 90, 100, 110, 120.
How big does Owen want to bet? Does he want to bet at all?
Looks like he cut out about 46,000.
Yeah, about a 3/4 pot size bet.
46.
Targeting the exact kind of hand that Doug has. The big ace. especially one with a heart. It's a tough spot for Doug.
All right, I didn't randomize the jam, but you were getting jammed on here sometimes. I got top pair. Let's see. What do we want to do?
Doug was going to jam as a
46,
bluff here
huh?
some of the time,
23.
but he didn't randomize that number.
46 over 23. 56.
The jam would have been absolutely sick. Kind of wish we had seen that.
Yeah, 62. And that is 46. It's a healthy bet. I think it's a hearts. It's a pretty good card to have. You're kind of repping. I wish you jammed. You're saying you have an ace beat. Values like min value, but I think any two pair. Yeah, you just want to beat an ace. Oh, it's hard to find a lot of bluffs here. There's like 10-9 and 10-7 suited. And then there's like, gotta be just like going ham with like pocket threes.
Doug is starting to suss this out correctly.
Why do I have this that much better? I'm actually folding some aces on turn, probably. Oh, it's so hard with the ace of hearts. I don't know if I'm going to let this go. Ace. This is a scary spot to bluff, too. I think you're supposed to. My heart says just to let it go, but I think the math says you're supposed to sometimes call. How much is it? 46. You gotta be pretty ambitious to bluff here. All right, we're gonna play the game of half the time I press call. All right. If this is the ace of hearts, I'm putting in the money. If this is the queen, I'm folding. You want to do the honors, Mickey? No, it's all right.
$46,000 flip here.
Ace is a call.
Doug does not
There you
want
go.
to draw the ace of hearts.
Call.
There's the ace.
Nice hand.
He has shown the bad news, and that, I believe, is the largest pot we've had today.
Indeed.
Happen, it will happen.
People like put like the car of their dreams up on the wall, and then they work hard to get it one day, and it happens more because they see the car every day.
1,000.
That's like me with bluffing. I put a big picture up of just like having aces, and I look at it every morning. Like I could do that.
4,500. Owen will 3-bet ace queen. He's got Doug dominated.
Both flop a pair, hitting their kicker. Or I shouldn't say kicker, but you know, their queen accompanier. Pot-sized bet. Heart on the turn. Owen with the only heart. It's a good one, too.
Check.
Slows down with a check.
Check.
Flush on the river for Owen. I would think he goes for some value, but he doesn't. He goes for the check. And that could work out really nicely. Doug could bluff this hand. It's hard to imagine Doug having many in this with how the hand is played out. If Owen has a hand like ace-queen with no heart, Doug would probably be successful when he bluffs here. This time he's not going to, though.
I can tank for content if you want. Ah, cool.
It's not what you want to hear.
Damn it. When you said you want me to tank for content, I was like, this isn't good.
Wants to go traveling immediately when I get back. And I'm just like,
You close with her?
yeah.
Cool.
1100. Call.
Yeah, need a little bit of breather after a long trip.
It's a good flop
A little
for
bit of an
Doug.
action flop. Yeah, and Owen with the flush draw. Fair fight here.
Check. Return.
But Owen's going to check back. Keep the pot small. Jack of clubs on the turn.
Check.
Expect Doug to wager. But he does not. He checks. Owen's now going to put in a wager.
Check.
Owen in not the most fun spot here against this check raise from Doug. I think it's a clear call. You have a flush draw, but not exciting. Got a little more exciting on a heart river, though. Let's see if he can find it.
He
There
did.
she is. Doug with the king of hearts. Could factor into his decision somehow.
Yeah.
Owen now debating call or raise, and to what size. He will raise, it looks like.
How much is that?
28. 28,000.
What a weird hand. What a weird hand. There is any flush. I don't know about low flushes. Which is it?
28,000.
Doug does have the king of hearts, for what that's worth. There's a 9 blocking boats.
Tough hand to fold, man. I can't imagine folding this.
Yeah, he does make the call. I think in terms of bluff catchers, it's about as good as he's going to get. And
Fortunate.
Thanks for Doug. Certainly gonna 3-bet this.
Owen's gonna float this flop with Jack 10. A lot of straight possibilities on the turn. That's not one of them, though. He needed a card above an 8 to turn a straight draw. Doug still with just 10s, though. He's gonna check now. And Owen is going to come out firing. Full pot. From the pro from London. Doug certainly cannot fold yet. Pocket 10s on this board, way too strong to fold just a turn bet. The river is where things could get interesting, especially on a club.
There it is.
And there it is. Owen with a very valuable card in the 10 of clubs right now. Doug could still sniff this one out, though. It depends what size Owen comes with. It's going to be an interesting river.
Tens.
Wow.
Wow, no bluff from Owen.
I'm
Thank fucking God.
Oh, that's a weird hand.
I am shocked to see him check that
That was
back.
gonna get ugly.
いかがでしたでしょうか。2人は2日間で合計12時間、680ハンドに及ぶ激戦を繰り広げ、最終的にはオーウェン・メッセリーが19万ドルのプラスで勝利を飾りました。今回の動画はこれで終わりです。もし楽しんでいただけたら、チャンネル登録とグッドボタンをよろしくお願いします。それでは、また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。